Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
you found it.
I found the record button. Awesome. Kathy is here today. You rock, girl.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
I know. I do rock.
Yes.
If you're watching and enjoying this video recording, thank you very, very much. This is called Robert's Search. Hold on, I'll grab my notes. Robert's Search for wellness and well-being. Meet amazing experts like Kathy, ready to support you and me, change how we all feel for the better.
Yes.
Welcome to episode 8.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
Thank you for having me, Robert. This is awesome.
I'm super pumped. Do I look super pumped?
Yes, you do. You're always super pumped.
Super pumped.
I would love to have your energy.
Send me an invoice or something.
Yeah.
An invoice. Kathy and I have become very good friends. You and I have become very good friends who have never met personally or face to face.
No, not in person. No.
Person.
One day we will.
One day I'm coming to British Columbia.
Or I'll come to Alberta.
We're so far away from one another. We met at an amazing event online, well at the front end of those COVID years, called something, the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit, of which Kathy and our very dear friend Jeanette Martin were had organized and put out there. The Gratitude and Appreciation Summit, which you'll hear more about today. And I needed to have Kathy be one of the amazing experts ready to support you and me, change how we all feel for the better. I needed to have Kathy show up and share what I believe will help me in my search for wellness and well-being, and what I believe will help you in your search for wellness and well-being. And Kathy's going to introduce herself, but get ready for a great ride for the next 15 minutes or so. Kathy.
Oh, is that all I get is 15 minutes? Holy cow, I got lots to share.
You know, we attempt 15 or 20 minutes, but we've gone as long as 45 minutes to an hour.
With you, that doesn't surprise me, Robert.
It doesn't surprise me.
Well, thank you for having me, Robert. I am thrilled to be invited. I'm actually starting to call myself somewhat of a Renaissance person, because I do lots of different things. But first of all, I'm a master teacher. I've been teaching for over 40 years in the public school system for 32. I'm a music specialist and advocate for music education. I've had leadership roles provincially, locally, federally, internationally. But now I'm near the end of that career, and I've really embraced in the last 9-10 years, well, probably a little longer than that, the whole idea of meeting people. And that's really a big part of my mental health. I love people. I love people. And that has brought a peace in my mind, peace and calmness in my life by meeting people like yourself and many other people. As I'm an advocate for mental health. I've had quite a journey with my daughter and a lot of my students at school. I have 300 students that I teach personally. And I'm a mom to many of them. I'm also an advocate for senior health care. You know, we have older parents, and that's a whole other podcast. And it's all under this umbrella of gratitude and appreciation. And it is so important that we, as a society, as people, really develop that community base to support one another through gratitude and appreciation. In fact, I just had a coffee chat this morning on giving back and talking about how important that giving back piece is for creating empathy and community. And actually, I'll just use a quote that I came up with this morning. I did my homework for this one. Being equitable, supportive, and compassionate. And I know that Alberta and BC, like, we're burning down, and BC is a real mess right now. And I was appalled with confrontations with RCMP because they wouldn't let people back into their homes. It's like, well, you have no water, you have no electricity, there's still fires going on. Even though your structure's still there, it's not safe to go back.
Okay, so let's just
So
well, just to clarify that for the audience. It's August. We're recording in August of 2023.
Yeah.
Both Alberta and BC are in the midst of horrifying forest fires that are devastating people's lives, community, and homes. So that's the reference.
Thousands and thousands of people have been evacuated from capital cities all the way down to little villages, and some of those villages and towns have been burnt down to nothing. And it's devastating. So if there's any time for us to be kind, it's now. As I talk about a lot, is, there's so much unkindness out there in the world, but I do believe there's more kindness. It's just people that are kind and hearted and authentic and speak from the heart, which is what I'm all about, and I know you are as well. I'm a high functioning empath. I feel the pain of others. My daughter's even more empathic. She feels the pain.
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, I told you I was a Renaissance kind of gal. So, and my daughter is a highly, highly functioning empath. She feels the pain of the world that comes on her shoulders. So when you're talking about well-being and so forth and what walks of life you have, I really, truly believe it's important to be always personally developing, which is what this podcast is all about, and learning from others, right?
Just one moment here.
Sure.
I want to impress upon all who are watching today is when Kathy and I were sort of bantering the idea of what part of her wonderful Renaissance life that she wanted to bring forward. Something just rolled off her tongue, and she said, I don't know, speaking from the heart. So I said, that's going to be the theme. And if you haven't already noticed that, I want you to perk up and take notice of it from this point forward, because in terms of Robert's search for wellness and well-being and meeting amazing experts like Kathy, ready to support you and I, change how we all feel for the better, the whole speaking from the heart is Kathy. She's all over that. And you just in the past few minutes, you've given me lots of, and I'll just use the word content for now, but I'm not getting hung up on the content. Yeah, that's what's neat about what we're doing today, you and I, Kathy, because the 7 episodes before this were heavy on content, good energy, but I can get hung up on the content with you, but I get more hung up on Kathy, who speaks from the heart. What do you have to say to that?
I think it's all about having conversation and being authentic about the conversation. And most importantly, having an open mind for that conversation. I'll give you an example. I met a person that I've never met before this week through my networking that I do, because as I said, I love people and I do a lot of networking around the world, literally. And we got into politics, kind of a dangerous topic, but I found myself, I had to pull back because I didn't agree with that point of view, but I also recognized they're from a different country and they have a different perspective. and they have different circumstances. So I opened my heart and received that information, and we ended up having a really, really good conversation, because that's what it's all about. It's about taking all the different information from other people and then checking in with your own values, right? And being authentic as a result.
So what I hear from you, not just speaking from the heart, but listening from the heart.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a term out there, listening from the heart, but Kathy and I just invented
We
that.
just did it. Yes.
Woohoo! Run with that. We invented listening from the heart as all part of anyone's search for wellness and well.
Oh, absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, absolutely.
Well, you have to have an open heart. And if you don't have that open heart, you can't receive and make room, right? You can't make room for more. And when you stop making room for more information, more love, more kindness, more gratitude, receiving it, then it's not authentic and it's not real. I believe that. I believe that. And one of my key strategies that I used was back in January, I literally stopped judgment. Now, we always have that goal of, okay, I'm not going to judge people. You know how we make comments about people? It's like, oh, that person's walking funny down the street, right? You know, and my father always called it, oh, it's just an observation. And it's like, oh, drove me crazy. Anyway, bless you, Dad. But he always had comments to make about everything. And I had to pull back and going, okay, well, that's part of where I'm brought up. But now I've changed my language with no judgment, and truly no judgment. And when I catch myself, I immediately stop it and flip it over. And I tell you, that weight off my shoulders. I feel so centered now since I have done that. Now, that worked for me, may not work for everybody, but that one simple take judgment away has helped my well-being enormously.
Okay, and I want to hear more about that. But first, let's change speaking from the heart,
Mm-hmm.
and let's tag it talking from the heart.
Yeah.
Because when I hear talking, the word talking, now I'm referencing a personal, intimate conversation. When I hear speaking, I hear I'm delivering information, and you're.
Well, let's change it from talking. Let's change it from talking to conversation.
Let me see here. Conversations from the heart.
Yes.
Wow.
That's more powerful, isn't it?
If that's not already invented, conversations from the, Kathy and I just created that right now, which encompasses talking and listening.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a whole new way of looking at it. Conversations from the heart, which
I like that. Yeah.
Well, I more than like that. I love that. I love that. Which, according to yourself, it's good for your mental health.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
See, I'm surrounded by mental health issues by the people I meet. I have a daughter that's gone through a very long journey, 9 years. Longer than that. I've lost track. It's been so long since she was in grade 4. So however old you are in grade 4. And she's a beautiful, intelligent person. And I meet kids in my workplace like that. Beautiful, intelligent, wonderful people. And it's almost become, mental health has almost become overused like ADHD used to be. Like, oh, they're acting out, so they got ADHD, right? Just a given. Oh, they got ADHD. They start labeling people. That's the word I'm looking for. Start labeling people. Well, no, that's not necessarily true. So what's real mental health and what's not real mental health? And that brings me back to perspective, right? Everybody's got something that they're dealing with. And post-COVID, it's way worse. I totally appreciate that. And one day, hopefully, we won't refer to COVID anymore. It'll be so far in the background that we won't talk about it. But it's
Yes.
Yeah. But it's true. We're all of the kids are 3 years behind in their executive functioning now because of COVID. So 3 years is a lot of years for young kids, right? So an executive functions, all their judging and problem solving and all that kind of stuff, and doing the right thing in the last minute. You're like, don't just walk through the door, hold the door open for the person behind you. And kids don't have those social graces because they don't have that executive functioning developed because they had online learning.
And
right?
I did not know that. I did not know that. And
It's a huge problem. Yeah.
idea of executive functioning
Yeah.
and missing out on life
Yeah.
opportunities
Yeah.
to learn and practice these life skills.
Yeah.
I need to get out of the house more often. Hold the door open for somebody.
Well, it's part of the ego, right? So there's another way of looking at it, is like it's the ego. There's good ego and bad ego, right? And I'm trying to find an alternate word to ego because I put a negative connotation on it. But kids that haven't had the social skills being taught in group settings with other people, they're a me. They're an I vocabulary. Yeah. Whereas we want everybody to be a we and an us vocabulary. And adults have a hard time with that. Never mind kids. Adults have a hard enough time.
I know that through being a leading play-based team building work facilitator.
Yeah.
Because behind all the reasons why leaders ask me to facilitate play-based team building workshops, because there's too many eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they need the objective is to transform the eyes to we.
Yeah. Yeah. And I look at your sign behind you, positive workplace and mental health, right? How do you make that positive workplace? How do you make your home a positive workplace? How do you make the playground a positive workplace? How do you make your corporate business a positive workplace? How do you make a school a positive workplace? There's a reason I don't go to the staff room, because I don't want to listen to all of the judgments, right? And it's debriefing. I understand that. We all need to have an opportunity to debrief. That's a healthy way of doing things. But some people don't know how to filter the debriefing from the, complaining and all that kind of stuff. It's like, yeah. I just don't put myself around that.
We, Kathy and I, by the way, where do you live, Kathy?
I live in the Metro Vancouver area in BC.
Okay. And what does that mean, Metro Vancouver?
Oh, millions of people.
That mean like you're in Vancouver, but not in Vancouver?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're somewhere on the outskirts of Vancouver?
I'm in the metro area of Vancouver. Metro area in Vancouver is massive. It's like 2 hours.
It's like 2 hours of
2-hour drive to the perimeter of the metro area.
So it's literally called Metro Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's like an area in the city of Vancouver.
No, it's multiple cities.
Oh, it's multiple cities.
Yeah. Yeah. It's multiple cities outside of Vancouver. But everybody knows where Vancouver is.
So what is this?
I live in Port Coquitlam, but nobody knows what that is. And it's not a port.
What, Kathy? I know that.
The port's in Vancouver.
Okay, so you live in an area or a city called Port Coquitlam.
Yeah.
And then that's one of many smaller cities, cities.
They're all big cities.
All big cities in the Metro Vancouver area.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. We're here today with the amazing Kathy, and she is amazing, for Robert's Search for Wellness and Wellbeing. And let's begin wrapping it up.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate that Kathy and I came here today, and how cool it was, because we weren't going to focus on one singular topic or subject, because Kathy is the Renaissance lady, the Renaissance. So we, our Kathy put forward the idea of speaking from the heart.
Mhm.
During the course of these awesome moments together, we've shifted it to conversations from the heart, which includes talking and includes listening, includes talking and listening. And I want you to tell people about something that you've invited me to be part of with you. And of course, give some information as to how people can reach you.
Yeah,
So
sure.
this is the salesy part of the
Well,
conversation.
I won't be too salesy because I'm not in it for the money. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I will. Thank you, Robert. I just want to say, when you're talking about wellness and well-being, we're talking about mental wellness, we're talking about physical wellness, we're talking about emotional wellness, and self-care, and all of that kind of stuff. And what Jeanette and I have created is a Gratitude Appreciation Summits International. And basically, and I love this, we're all about showing others and sharing with others, and others sharing with us, how to show gratitude and appreciation in an authentic daily practice. And this is why, because if we achieve a more equitable, supportive, and compassionate society, we will have many multifold benefits and contributing to the overall progress, development, and here's the key, harmony of humanity.
say that again. Say that again.
Harmony of humanity.
I know. I'll bet you, Kathy, if you're watching this awesome conversation with Kathy, I'll bet that's the first time you're hearing that term. What is that again?
Harmony of humanity.
Did you and Jeanette put that together?
No, I did. I know Jeanette's wearing off on me, but it's all about kindness, sharing kindness, one person at a time, to create a better world. That's what we're all about. So we are having a summit coming on November 4th.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There's another summit?
Yeah, it's going to be a smaller one. Yes, we've just set the date yesterday. I'm so glad you're excited.
Well, I am, because correct me if I'm wrong. We met at what I thought was the first summit.
Yes, we did a second summit, but we haven't done one in a couple of years because we both personally had stuff going on. So we're gonna do our third one, a smaller version, on November 4th, and it's open to anybody internationally, and we're excited about it. Yeah.
So
mark your calendars.
November
4th.
The third in a series of gratitude and appreciation international summits.
Yes.
Hosted by Kathy, and I haven't even said your family name.
That's okay.
Kathy and Jeanette. Of which I've attended apparently the first one. I'm almost embarrassed to say, did I miss the second?
No, I think you were there. It was a while ago.
Okay, and
you didn't speak. You were a guest.
I appreciate that, because my memory is just not where it needs to.
Happens to the best of us, Robert.
So I will be there for the third in a series of summits, the Gratitude and Appreciation International Summit, November 4th. And do you want people to reach out to you, to connect with you? Is there information posted somewhere?
We will get it posted soon. You can check out our Gratitude Appreciation Facebook page. It don't have to ask permission to join in. Jeanette's going to get something up there probably by the end of today, if Kathy can get her stuff done. Like I say, we just confirmed the date yesterday. So, but I've got a lineup of speakers already ready to go, and we're excited. Yeah.
And if again, if you're watching this and you haven't been drawn into and feel the energy that is Kathy, check your pulse. Check your pulse. That's all I got. Check your pulse.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, Robert. It's been an absolute pleasure.
You know, what I adore about you is you take me, and I hope you have felt the same way if you're watching this conversation. You take people on a ride, and there's nothing unimportant to you that rolls off your tongue, right? And it's almost everything is big, right? There's no list 1 to 10. Everything's number one that you think about. Everything is number one. And you know, we've come up with something really cool here, conversations from the heart. And what was that other one? Something humanity?
Harmony of humanity.
And will the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit be tagged with that phrase?
I don't know, quite possibly, because I just came up with it today.
During this conversation or before?
Just before.
Oh, no, that's the wrong answer. You should have said just in this moment.
Well, it was the coffee chat I had just before this call. That's when I came up with it. So just before.
Conversations from the heart and
harmony of humanity.
Wow. Wow. Kathy is on LinkedIn. Kathy is on Facebook. The Gratitude and Appreciation International Summit will also be on Facebook.
And you can look at the recording of our coffee chat on my Facebook, KIT Communications, KIT Communications.
That's a Facebook page.
Yeah.
KIT or KIT Communications.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks, Kathy invites us for conversation.
Yeah, we do.
We put a topic out there. Kathy has a topic that she puts out there, and it's for me. The benefit to me, and I believe I've mentioned this in the past, it really sets in motion what Friday needs to be for me, right?
Very cool.
Which is the beginning of winding down from all the stressors of Monday to Thursday. And so I've put it back in my calendar, or I've put something back in my calendar, which is the every 2 weeks coffee chat. And it just sets in motion for me the peace of mind, wellness and well-being that I need to have at the end of the week. So I appreciate you for doing that. Okay. You've been listening to Robert's Search for Wellness and Well-being, the 8th episode, August 2023. And you have met an amazing expert and a dear friend, Kathy, who's always ready to support you and me, change how we feel for the better. Thank you very much, Kathy.
You're very welcome. Thank you, Robert.
Oh, thank you. Okay, this is where I click off or pause, and we'll see everybody in a few weeks with yet another guest. Thanks.